Good morning, land of YouTube. Donnie Cosmic. As live as possible. This one should upload. I'm going to make it very short and simple. I'm out on my morning walk. Clearly, the sun is up. There's just a lot of fog. I love all the moisture here. It makes me feel like I'm inside of a cool mist humidifier. Some cows over there in the background. You know, the smell of the farmland. I think if it was absent in this exact environment, it really would not feel like home to me. There's been other places that feel like home, but this is the home base that I grew up in. Anyways, home base hasn't been around for a while, huh? Home base. Who remembers home base? Okay, enough of that dumb shit. Today's a special day. It's Lionsgate Portal. Well, Lionsgate Portal's been open, but there's a lot of spiritual energy that can upgrade humanity's DNA as a whole if you're remotely into that, or, you know, if it's in your path. Spiritually, it's tough to walk through life and see other expressions of what I would see as spiritually ill individuals. Most of the time, that is people that are very materialistic or have acquired a large amount of material wealth. I'm not saying that's common with everybody. I'm just saying that material wealth can blind some individuals. And it's not always true. I could become a very wealthy individual and be very, very spiritual myself. I'm just not going to use any of the spirituality for a personal or financial gain over others, whereas some do that. I just see it as something that is inherently wrong for me. That's my perspective. So I choose the sale of art. And as an artist, I am going to be producing art. And that will be my future. Art in all forms. Maybe musical, maybe acting, maybe just creating movies. I have a very vivid imagination, and I have a few visions that are very vast for the motion picture industry. So, in any case, I always say that. And I think, is it a case? And then any case? We could look inside each case, or in any case, or just in case. How about that? Oh, goodness. There's things that I don't personally agree with. That doesn't mean that, to each his own is not applicable, because other people have a very good heart and do spiritually good things or good works, and then they ultimately guide people to spirituality or freedom within the human condition, I would say. Because a lot of times the human condition is going through life in a battle, struggle, some kind of fucking awful, or some kind of really good, because everybody has their own battle or struggle, right? The point is we are spiritual beings living out a human condition. We are eternal spiritual beings. Not a lot of people really want to touch on, not the ones that I've been in an experience where I run into a lot of spiritually ill individuals, and that's the point. The world is transforming. It's going to make things very uncomfortable for people the battle's been won. Love has won. And love is transforming the face of humanity as we speak. One at a time. It's just uncomfortable being in a position of seeing and knowing what I know spiritually versus someone that doesn't. So I do find that occasionally still. I don't look for it. Most of the time, if I'm vibrating very good, I end up in very good vibrations with other like-minded individuals. Everything is grand and peaceful. And then I take a step outside of that, and I find myself going right back to a lower vibrational engagement in order to basically have a reward. It's like doing good work with a stubborn expression of the past that is just maybe a violent, abusive individual. And the good work's done, and then I instantly reap a reward in the spiritual realm. And it's not really looking at it like I'm doing it for the reward. It's just I'm observant of doing good work in spirit for the good of humanity and light and love. And then I end up having a very beautiful encounter almost immediately after to refill my cup, so to speak. That's been, that has been throughout history in all forms of religion or spirituality in different forms. And so what if I see all of them as real and equal because of the different perspectives that present them? I may not always talk 100% correct. I may skip words every once in a while. I may think ahead a tiny bit too much sometimes without even thinking. Most of the time I don't think. I just have stuff happen out of me. When I think, I kind of say, I'm like, let me slow down. I'll do my best to catch each word that I goof up. I'll correct it. I have no shame. I have no fear. I have ditched all concern for conforming into a world that, quote unquote, A, would not accept this kind of ideology, or B, would make fun of it. And that's what's beautiful, is I no longer care. I'm not conforming. The world can either take me or leave me. And I don't mean the world in general. I just mean those individuals that really ultimately aren't healthy. It's that I'm going to vibrate so high that all that toxic mess is going to clean itself up from my life. And I will learn how to not engage and just be a healthy representation of who I am. If that's attractive to someone, cool. I'm not trying to push anything. I'm just making videos sharing my mind. My mindset. If someone likes it, cool. If they don't, cool. I just challenge you to look at why you don't like it, or what offended you, or why you feel the way you do. That's a challenge because it's asking one to look at themselves first in every instance. In which case, I always look at myself first in every instance. I look at a humble aspect of life that I get to experience all of the pain and suffering. And it was a beautiful blessing to be able to add contrast to anything good. My lifetime and others are filled with some kind of struggle, pain, and suffering. I think every human goes through their own mess in a different way. I see it as beautiful. I just would love for the world to not wake up right at the end. I would love for individuals to wake up and have time left to walk around while they're awake. Not like wake up 30 seconds before your demise in the flesh and go, oh, I remember everything. Sound familiar? I think comparatively, they say that when you're a baby, you remember everything, and then you go to sleep for a while, and then you wake up at the end, right? Some do, some don't. I guess it's a crapshoot on karmatic debt and cycles of incarnation. And there's a lot of cool things that I guess some don't get to experience throughout life. Ultimately, I'd love to see everybody here with me. And I think John Lennon also wanted the same. I know it by his art. I know it by different greats throughout history desiring the same for humanity. And then, they did what they did. And so I have no shame doing what I'm doing. If I'm just having a conversation with my phone in the morning and then somebody views it, cool. I mean, what harm is there? I'm not trying to steer you away from your beliefs. If you're watching this and you feel something like that, I'm going to tell you your beliefs are 100% accurate and real for you. It's your perspective. Isn't that beautiful? Just to be loved for who you are. Not a lot of people are willing to do that. They'd say, your shit's not right. My shit is right. My shit's the only way. That's like saying my shit don't stink. In a way that, I think when we get there in our mindset, it's one of the worst places you can ever be. Thinking that what you have is so real that everybody else has to have it or they're not real. That's invalidation. You're trying to invalidate others around you. I say that directly to anybody that thinks like that. I see a painful suffering experience that causes harm at that point. When my practice is harm reduction and love towards everybody in every form, and somebody would say, oh, you have to stand for something. I do. I stand for love. And I stand for the perspective shift that everybody has a perspective and it's all valid. The only thing I don't agree with is self-harm. So if I'm going to point out that to you, it's probably going to be uncomfortable. And then, why is it so uncomfortable for you to have that pointed out? Can we heal together? Someone, somewhere? Is it going to be a process of healing? Is there a journey that's already started? And this video makes sense. Right at the right moment, you hear the right word. Something reaches out and grabs you by your soul in order to help your soul transform and heal and grow. So there can be love and light. What a weird practice, huh? A scary exterior saying love and light. Either that or a little bit of a weird message that's confusing or conflicting. A message of love and light. So every human can grow healthy accordingly to stop doing self-harm. Man, if that don't mess up the mind. All right, you guys. I'm going to cut this thing short at 15 minutes. That way it uploads quick. I think at least I got the other ones that were backed up loading. And then I got 20 other videos to load up. So I'm going to focus on that tomorrow or tonight. I love y'all. Stay up. Go outside. Love the world. Love another human for who they are. Not who you want them to be. Isn't that cool? Just let's do that together. This is a very powerful time right now with Lionsgate Portal. And spiritual energy is very readily available for those who seek it. The universe is aligning with humanity for humanity's favor. I believe that there's a lot of darkness leaving. Darkness being the man-made construct of the ego, which would be something, something of harm doers. And I believe that that's getting consumed. And this world is going to transform into a beautiful place. And if you're with me, like, share, and subscribe. I'm just joking. That's my baby speaking. My daughter would always repeat that because that's what she heard. As a little entertainer right away, she'd say, like and subscribe. Oh God, I miss her a lot right now. And we'll be, me and my kids are going to be reunited very soon. And, oh, it's a challenge being a parent, I promise. But I think every parent tries to do their best and ends up doing their best. I have every promise to put my best foot forward for my kids and my future. And I made this video personal. All right. I love you all. Be good and peace.